What's up, barbecue fans? Welcome back to the patio. My name's Jake. You're watching Mama Cook. Today on the channel, we're doing something that is absolutely delicious. If you've never done it before, you're missing out. I gotta tell you, it's cast iron pizza. It is phenomenal. Before we can get into that, we gotta get our Joe fired up. So while our Kamado Joe is coming up to temperature, we've got to do a little bit of prep. This is the easy part. So in here, I've got a dough ball that I made yesterday. I made a bunch. So this one is about a 500 gram ball. To give you an idea, this is a 12-inch cast iron pan. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a bunch of olive oil in here, maybe a couple tablespoons. And because this dough is gonna be a little sticky, this is probably 72% hydration. And if you don't know what that means, it doesn't matter. But what I will tell you, if you want to know what it means, take some of this flour off the bottom. I'm actually going to be working on a video that talks about the 5 things you need to know about making pizza. So if that interests you, subscribe down below. But this, all we're going to do here is we're going to lay this guy down and we're just going to spread it out. It's still a little cold. It's been out for an hour. Usually your dough you want to let sit for about an hour and a half before you cook it. So I got that little thin there. I'm just going to fold that over top of itself and let that spread out. And we'll put a little bit of extra oil just around the one side here so I can get some up on the edge. That way when it rises it won't stick. And a little bit on top won't hurt it. So what's going to happen now is we're just going to let this rise for about 30 minutes. Next, I love some red onion on mine, so we're going to cut some thick slices here. Got some onion. For our sauce, it's going to be super simple. I just opened up a can of these Cento organic peeled tomatoes. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil. We're going to put a tablespoon of salt. Not quite a tablespoon. Our pepper can in here, and we've got about the same, maybe 3/4 of a tablespoon of pepper, and that's it. This one actually has some basil in it. I would have liked to put some basil in it, but I don't have any. The secret here, pulse twice. That's it. Maybe 3 times, but the first one was a baby one. That's it. Your sauce is done. It's still nice and thick. It's gonna have a little bit of texture to it. You don't have to cook it. You don't have to do anything to it. Let's go get our pizza. So it's been about 30 minutes. We let our dough rise a little bit. We let our stone preheat. We're running a tick under 500. Now we just gotta put this guy together. What I did is I just put that sauce into a container. This is good for about 5 days. Make yourself a bunch of sauce and you can make a bunch of pizza. But you can see it's still a little chunky. And if you don't like it that chunky, just blend it a little bit more. But I like a little bit of texture to my sauce here. Now don't get too saucy, all right? You can go a little overboard, although because this pizza is gonna be in for about 10 minutes or so at 500, you can, hey, Ollie. My puppy's getting into things, sorry. Because this is gonna be at 500 degrees for probably 10 minutes or so, you can get a little saucy with it. I'm gonna go right to the edge there, just fill in this spot there. Okay, get yourself some freshly grated cheese. The other thing you do is go right to the deli counter, just ask them to slice you some higher quality mozzarella. Just don't buy the pre-shredded stuff. It's terrible. All right, and now I love me some red onions, so I'm going to, let's change gears here. First I'm gonna put my pepperoni on. One of the best things about making pizza at home is you can put as much as you want. Perfect. And sometimes I like to go just a little extra cheese on the top, just in case I get a little crazy on my toppings. It just helps hold things together a little bit more. Now the one thing we want to do here is we want to get the bottom to fry a little bit. That's why we use some extra olive oil on the bottom there. Now if you weren't doing this on your Kamado Joe, you could do this inside. It works out phenomenally. All you got to do is turn your burner on high, put this on your high burner for about 2 minutes until it starts to sizzle. Then put it in a 500 or 550 degree oven until it's done. For this particular situation, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this get a little bit hot. I don't wanna start cooking the top yet. I wanna give the bottom a little bit of a head start. I'm looking for a little bit of crunch on the bottom. So we're gonna wait 2 minutes here, tops, and then I'm gonna close the lid. It's been exactly 3 minutes. We're just starting to get a little bit of sizzle around the outside. So now we're gonna close this guy up, and I'm gonna open up my dome to ramp this guy back up up the temperature super quick, and we're gonna go right back up to about that 500, and we're gonna go 8 to 10 minutes. Our pizza's done. Let's get this guy off. Now what I did is I let this get up to 550 once I closed it up. And real quick, I had traditional pizza on the brain when I said 8 to 10 minutes. This is more like 15 minutes. So let's get it out of the cast iron pan so it can cool off a little bit. There we go. Actually put this guy back in here. And you can see, I mean, it's a fairly thick pizza. Got a nice crust on it. What we have to do now is we gotta let this cool down for a good 5-10 minutes. It's been about 7 minutes. It's still incredibly hot, but I don't feel like waiting any longer. I may regret this, but let's see if I can give you a shot of the bottom. It's a nice golden brown down there. I don't know who cut that, but he definitely didn't cut it in the center. Just like that. We got a Starful pizza. So this is really like, almost like a Pizza Hut style pizza. Thicker crust. It's gonna be a little chewy. Not much, just a little chew to it. You can see it's nice and airy. Got some brown to it. So, let's see how we did. As I expected, the bottom is still incredibly hot. Before I can talk about how good this tastes, let me tell you about the contest. On the channel, we do a contest every single video. You could win yourself a $25 gift card to appbbq.com. And if you're a Patreon member, I'll double it and I'll make it 50 bucks. All you gotta do, be subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. We'll say hashtag pizza, hashtag deep dish pizza. Comment down below with those hashtags. At the end of the month, I will randomly draw 4 comments for the month from the Tuesday videos, 4 comments from the Thursday videos. And if you win, like I said, you get a $25 gift card to appbbq.com. And if you're a Patreon member, I'll double it and I'll make it 50 bucks. I've given away lots of $50 gift cards, so consider supporting me on Patreon. This pizza is exactly what I expected. It's delicious. If you have not tried this, give it a shot. The other thing you can do is you can actually, this is a 12-inch cast iron pan. So you could put this in a 10 and you get like a super thick pizza. It's a little different, but it is phenomenal. But this guy is really good. For those of you who have got a Yoder, I did this exact same pizza slightly differently on the Yoder when the wood-fired pizza oven came out, and it turned out phenomenal. Check that out. I'll actually put a link up here for you guys. But look, if you like pizza, I'm your guy. I got some videos coming out on some tips to make some better pizza. We're doing some more on the wood-fired oven. If that interests you, subscribe down below. While you're down there, give the video a while you're down there, give the video a like. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.